Hi. Excuse how bad I look right now. I just got off of work, but I leave for Chicago in 5 hours. 4 hours. So, time to finish packing.
I gotta stay too long for the co-workers to be on that side.
Things about this room is that although you might think the view is not spectacular, I can literally see the venue from here. How exciting. So the Twitter people told me that Monsta X have safely arrived in Chicago. So my makeup's done, I'm showered and ready, and I'm about to go to the mall. Maybe see some Monsta X, but really I'm just gonna get food. See you there. So, story time. Today's story time is about how I opted out of going to the airport to see Monsta X because I had been on a bus since yesterday at 5 p.m. and smelled gross, and I hadn't taken a shower, and my hair was dry, and I was just looking like a whole mess. Well, so I was like, I'm not gonna go to the airport. Maybe I'll see them later, whatever. So I took a shower, I got ready, and I was like, Monsta X likes to shop, so maybe they'll go to the mall. The mall is like, literally I can see it from outside my window. It's like a block away. So I was like, maybe I'll go to the mall. So I got dressed, I put on my makeup, and I go to the mall. Well, I'm like, in the mall, and I'm like, this is a huge mall. How am I gonna find Monsta X? And then I was like, they're not that slick. And I was like, they're probably in the Nike store. But I was like, let me go upstairs so that I can see, like, from the second level down to see if I can see them. So I'm like heading towards the escalator, and I walk past the Nike store. And as I'm walking past the Nike store, a flash of red in my peripheral vision, like, triggered me. And I, like, snapped my head back so quickly. And I see none other than Shonu standing in the window, and I was like, oh my god. So there were like seats outside the store, and I sat down real quick. I was like, oh my god, that's Shonu. He's right there in real life. And there were two other girls sitting right next to me, and one of them was like, oh my god, he's so tall, and I wasn't even looking at him anymore. And then I look up and I realized they were not talking about Shonu, they were talking about Kyungwon, who was standing right in front of me, looking so good. And he was also in the Nike store. And I was like, oh, like, is it just the two of them? And they were like, no, they're all in there. All 7 of them are in there. And I was like, oh, because that means Wonho is in there. And I was like, oh, Jesus. Today is gonna test me. So we're like sitting there, and then I see Changhyun walk by in that big ass bucket hat of his, and I was like, oh my god, this child. But he looked so cute, and I was like, baby. And then Joohan walked out, and I was like, well, no, Joohan didn't walk out. Joohan was actually not in Nike, but he came walking past and went into Nike, and I was like, oh my god, that's Joohan. And like, he looked expensive, sis. He looked so good. And I was like, yes, Joohan. And so then Joohan went into Nike, and Kihyun came walking out. Apparently Kihyun came out with Hyungwon, but I missed that part because I was distracted by how small and cute freaking Kihyun is. He was wearing like his whole face mask, so I could barely see him, but he was so cute, and he was like smiling, and just my heart. And then I was like, oh no, panicking because I hadn't seen Wonho yet, and I'm like, oh no, it's gonna happen eventually. And I was like, oh god, I'm not ready. And then, like, I can't see anybody except Shonu and Joohan walking around on the inside, so I was like, okay, cool. And then Shonu came out all by himself, and he was waiting for Changhyun, I think, because he was just standing there, threw something in the trash, was just standing there being cute. And then Changhyun came out, and they walked off together, and I was like, okay. And then Joohan came out with one of the guys from the crew, and they walked off together, and that was cool. Then I see Wonho walk past the door, and I cry a little. And then, so at this point, I've seen everyone except Minhyun. who I had totally forgotten about in the wake of Wonho being right in front of me. So I was like, okay, this is cool. And then, like, at that point, I wasn't even paying attention to who was in the store anymore. So I was, like, looking at my phone, and when I look up, Wonho and Minhyuk come walking out together. And I went, like, so loudly. And I made a direct eye contact with Minhyuk. And he just kind of, like, twerked his head a little. And then, like, as soon as I made eye contact with Minhyuk, I, like, jumped over to Wonho, and he was also looking at me. And it was just, like, I was like, oh my god, I just embarrassed the shit out of myself. So, yeah, that's how that went. But then those two went into Under Armour, and everybody split off. Well, me and my friends, we were still sitting there for a little while. We sat there for like maybe, I don't know, another 10 minutes. And we walked by and they're still in Under Armour. And I was like, alright, listen, I'm tired of y'all. You're emotionally draining me. So we decided to go upstairs so we can charge our phone and just like kind of look down at everything. And we go upstairs and we're standing there at the rail 5, maybe 10 minutes. And who comes out of Tommy Hilfiger literally across from us? Juhan. And I was like, for real, bro? Like, we were trying to get away from you. And then he went down the escalator, and so we could see him, like, underneath or whatever. It was cool. So then we stood up there for a little while, charging our phones, talking, whatever. And we go downstairs, and we turn the corner to leave, and who do we almost run into? Juhan. And I was like, bruh, give me a break. I was like, I'm not doing this today. So I took off, and I walked all the way around the entire huge outlet mall, and came all the way back, and he was still there. My friends were gone, but he was still there. And I was like, really? So I walked out, and I was sitting at a bench outside at the pickup area, because I was trying to remember how to get back to my hotel, but also I was like, maybe he's waiting like to go home or something. So maybe he'll walk out, and I can say hi or whatever. Well, I'm sitting there, and I decide to hop on live stream on my Instagram. And who comes out but a whole Monsta X, all 7 of them. And I was like, oh, cool. So yeah, that happened. And that is my story time for day 1 of Monsta X in Chicago. There's Monsta X, everybody. Kings, there they are. Say hello.